Welcome to the Startup Millionaires Podcast. On Startup Millionaires, Kevin Harrington, Seth Greene, and Ray Blanco interview the CEOs and founders of amazing startups ready to explode and change the world. Listen in to discover how these amazing tiny companies can bring massive wealth opportunity to you. For the latest profit-packed startup opportunities on Kevin, Ray, and Seth's radar, go to startupmillionaires.com.
Welcome to the Startup Millionaires Podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene, with the inventor of the infomercial, the original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. Kevin, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Seth. Great to be here. We got a power-packed day here today. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, we do. We are also joined by our chief analyst, Ray Blanco from Seven Figure Publishing. Ray, thanks for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. And we've got Chuck Pettig, the founder of Republic, the crowdfunding platform that is taking the world by storm. Chuck, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for the kind words. I'm loving it. Thanks.
All right. So our very special guests today are Siqi and Kailu, the founders of HelloAva. Siqi and Kailu, thank you so much for joining us from HelloAva.co.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so I'll kick it off. Tell us a little bit. HelloAva is taking the skincare and cosmetic world by storm and disrupting the industry. Tell us, for our folks who don't know yet, what is HelloAva? What exactly do you do?
Yeah, so we're an AI-powered skincare consultant that takes an input from you and personalize a full regimen that is for your skin only, because everyone's skin is different.
Okay, so AI-powered customized skincare. Did I get that right?
Yeah, but we don't make any products. So we're a complete brand agnostic platform that basically works with over 80 plus different brands. And then we help you find what's the best products for you.
So you're telling us what the best product to use is for our particular skin. How did you start the business?
We started actually as a class project when we were still in business school at Stanford. So I went there for my MBA, and then I originally came from the background of finance. But when I was in a class that's called Lean Launchpad, which is all about teaching you how to use Lean Startup methodology, we decided to pick a topic that we're all very passionate about. And then I personally suffer from pretty severe acne and all kinds of skin struggles. And it was a very dark period of my life, and I wasn't very confident about myself. I was very different from who I am today, by the way. And I decided to see if we can use some modern technology to solve this problem, because it seems like beauty has been the industry has been almost the same for the last 60 years, hasn't really changed much. So how can we use modern technology to see if we can actually tackle this issue, because everyone's skin is different. We want to bring something that's more personalized and analytical.
So let me ask this. How do you interface with the customer to understand what their skin needs? What's the process of a customer coming to do you deal with the brands or do you deal with the customers? I'm trying to understand how the commerce takes place.
Yeah, so the way HelloAva works is super simple. So for a user, you just get on HelloAva and you start off by going to finish a skincare quiz to establish a skin profile of yours, which gives you an in-depth analysis of your skin strength, weaknesses, and how do you take care of it. And then we will match you to a skin expert who is a licensed esthetician. So she'll reach out to you through text, and then you will go through a skincare consultation briefly. And then after our skin advisors gets to know you better and your preferences better, she will also double check what the AI and the algorithm has generated for your skin. So after she double checks the product, she'll send you the product recommendations, and you can check out seamlessly on HelloAva.
Well, does that skin expert make a recommendation of the brand that they should get, or how does that work?
So it's making a recommendation of the specific product, not just the brand. So you asked a question earlier, which I think is very good on whether we work with the brand or the customer. So we do both, because we're a marketplace and we're a platform. On one hand, we work with the customers to figure out a personalized solution. On the other hand, we have all these brands that are our partners and suppliers that are on our platform. And then we, based on the personalized needs of each user, the skin advisor looks at the recommendation that's generated by AI, and they can modify if they need to. And those recommendations, after they double checked, get pushed to the customer, and the customer can then see it.
Yeah, because skincare products is very aspirational. So it's not only, like what works for your skin type, but also what your preferences are.
Yeah.
So the skin advisor plays a very important role in the process to understand you from a human level. Yeah. So before the products are recommended to you, usually she will double check and see if that actually matches what you want.
Just to understand the business model, you've contracted with brands that agree to allow their brands to be featured on your website. Then when somebody comes to get an AI analysis, then your skin expert then finds the right products for them based on the companies that you are in business with, so to speak, correct?
Yes, so more or less that's about right, but it's not just the skin expert makes that decision. It's actually 80% is made, is analyzed, generated by the AI, and skin expert plays around 20% of the role, which is doing validation, connecting with you emotionally and making sure like everything is being recommended to you doesn't have error. Right. So it's what we call it in AI, it's a supervised learning process. So they're there to serve as a kind of a double checking gate to their result is good.
So in essence, you've built an AI customization engine on top of a traditional product distribution, almost an affiliate model. And that process that you've created, number one, makes you a software and a data company, because the data points on all those customers may be more valuable than the cosmetic sales themselves.
Absolutely.
And the software, the ability to make an AI analyzer that would customize specific product recommendations, that process that you've built that works could probably be applied to a lot of other businesses, could be licensed to other businesses in other markets as well, right?
Yes, that's totally, you're definitely spot on there. And in fact, we did an experiment earlier in Q3. End of Q2 and early in Q3, which gave us the opportunity to partner with Unilever. And then we were able to use our AI engine and license it to Unilever. And they were able to put our AI engine on their site to benefit their customers as well.
I'm going to say that licensing play may be worth more than all the cosmetic sales you would accumulate on your own.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, but obviously, we're building a 2C side of the business, so the B2B2C side of the play helps with not just, obviously the economic benefit, but also the acquiring more customer at a faster speed, but also kind of acquiring these data much faster will in turn make the accuracy of the recommendation higher as well, which in turn benefits the users.
Does the Unilever they're making a lot of acquisitions in this space. They bought Dollar Shave Club, and I know some other deals that they're taking a look at right now also. Are you getting some traction with Unilever? You getting some sales?
We cannot disclose on that part yet, but I think we're very friendly, and we hope this partnership could lead to something that's not just like a one-time of like a partnership, but could be leading to something that's longer-term relationship.
Okay.
And obviously the product works because you're talking about how you have severe skin issues and you look flawless. So obviously you're a product of the product. You're a testimonial right there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. I do think choosing the right product changed my life. That's why I think, it's not just about making another product to confuse the customer even more. I think it's about giving them the toolkits that allows them to be able to find the right separate product that will really empower them, help them gain their confidence back, and truly kind of be comfortable with who they are. And that to me is a huge mission, and that's kind of like what I've experienced myself. And I felt like it's something I wanted to be able to let other girls or guys as well experience as well, especially during their formative years.
So I am involved in a beauty company that does personalization. What they do is they send you a kit. You have to do a swab inside your mouth. You send it in. They genetically analyze your genetics, and then based on that, also come back with some recommendations on the beauty products. So my question to you is this: just thinking of just taking a quiz, obviously that's going to give you lots of answers, lots of lifestyle, but is there a next step? If something, like if you said, okay, we want you to swab your skin to see how oily it might be, or, something on the inside of your, are there any other ways you could take it one step further if somebody wanted even more detail of something that might be very customized to them? And just one other company that I was involved with, they actually, this sounds a little strange, but they did a urinalysis, and this was a vitamin company, and they said through the urinalysis they could see where you're deficient, and what is coming out of your body shows deficiencies, and then they prescribed a vitamin for you that was customized. So I'm just wondering if there were any other steps, or do you feel comfortable that what you're asking the people is giving you enough information for AI to work?
Really great question there. Actually, that's something that we think a lot about. One of the co-founders of our company is actually a dermatologist. The reason why we decided to start with quiz plus photo, so it's not just quiz, because quiz is not enough information, but also photo of your skin, and also conversation with the skin of advisor. So 3 dimensions of information, is because we, based on her finding and her, over 2 decades of experience, most of the information and data about your skin is actually visual. So over 90% of that is visual and could be visually obtained, and doesn't need to be coming from genetic data or urine data in order for us to, especially if it's an over-the-counter product that's not medically graded, it's good enough, right? So we started with this because we think this is as a lean startup methodology, like worshiper, we wanted to make sure that we're building a product that is very easy to use and doesn't create a huge high barrier to entry for our customers. But that being said, we do recognize there is limitation on what could be obtained from quiz, photo, and skin consultation. So the areas that we looked into, especially genetic data, is actually the most interesting one. I personally love things like 23andMe. I've used it myself, and I find it very intriguing and love the experience. And I wanted to be able to introduce something similar to that to the platform and to the analysis as well, but as an added feature. So it's not like if you don't want to do it, you're not prevented from using our service. You can still do it, but it's up to you how accurate you want it to be. So we wanted to make that as a supplemental step, but not like something that pushes our customers away.
Yeah, awesome. So there's a lot of options that we provide for our users to opt in to provide more information.
Yeah.
So for example, photo is obviously a very important one, and we also offer phone consultation if the users want to get the consultation right now, because a lot of people, especially if they fall into the older demographic, they will want to speak to somebody, and we found that a very, very effective way to communicate with the users, because through the conversation they will just provide more and more information. And even though it's a very not tech a fancy tech tool, but I think whatever fits the user's need, that's what we will look into, instead of just chasing technology.
Like chasing what's the fanciest, edgy thing.
Wow.
Awesome. Ray, you had a question.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, big picture, where they see themselves in 2 to 5 years in terms of, the skincare and cosmetic market, and how far they think they can take this platform and this idea over that time frame.
Yeah, our ambition is to build a default solution for people who are here to discover what fits them. And we technically, because it's a free service, we don't want anyone to kind of go through all these trial and errors on their own anymore, because they might be getting to the wrong direction and the wrong products, right? So, and then we also want to be able to build a worldwide solution. So it's not just in the US and Canada, which is where we are right now, but also could be a worldwide phenomena. And in order to do that, obviously we can't just do it on our own platform. So the partnership we did with Unilever is a great experiment. We wanted to make our site and our engine, our technology, not only available on our own site, but also available on other people's sites, so that it can benefit more women and men who want to find what's actually good for them.
Yeah, and we're also looking into other categories and verticals to expand the technology too. So the project that we did with Unilever was actually not about skin. It was for you to find the best hair care products. And the reason why we went into hair care is because we see a lot of similarities between skincare and hair care. Because a lot of people will come to us and be like, hey, do you guys want to do something in the beauty industry, like cosmetics, like makeups? But we understand like the purchase behavior for skincare and beauty is actually very different. Because when you're purchasing a lipstick, your goal is for it to look good. It's very subjective. It's like buying fashion, like, clothing, right? You can find like 100 pieces of clothing or beauty products that works for you and also look good, and it's purely a preference problem. But hair care, it's aspirational with a problem-solving goal, right? So you want this shampoo to perform a certain functions. Yeah. So that's why we're very careful in terms of what category verticals go into. But expanding to other sectors is something that we're very excited about.
Have you gone after direct consumer acquisition, like where you're acquiring customers? And if so, what model are you using there? How are you getting new customers? And have you identified any kind of like customer acquisition cost at this point?
Yeah, we most of the traffic since last November has been mainly organic and based on press because it's a relatively innovative solution. So we haven't really rely much on paid acquisition. We started doing Facebook, Instagram ads and working with influencers since end of last year, and has done really well. Customer acquisition costs is pretty low. It's like around $1 for a registered user. And that gives us a lot of interesting data about them. Obviously, it's all tokenized to protect like everyone's privacy, but it does have like very interesting findings, which I think what Seth was saying was very, very spot on, that the data and software company, which we are, we're a beauty company in disguise, but we're really kind of a data and software company on the background, and that to us is much more valuable than selling cosmetics.
Yeah.
Awesome. Before we wrap up, I know Chuck had one question.
I did. Kailu and Siqi, thank you so much for being so sharp with your answers. Just quickly, what % of your users are men? And also, I have another one on top of that too. Mm-hmm. If you could go a little bit into how deep your questions go. Is it scenario based? For instance, I've flown a lot the last 30 days, and the last flight I got off, I was extremely dry. Could that be a question, or is that a question? Like, I'll be flying a lot, I'm going to the beach a lot, I'm doing these things in my life, and what should I use for lotions or other cosmetics?
Yeah, so let's tackle your question one by one. First one, man, we have actually a decent amount, higher than a lot of cosmetic shops. We have almost 20% male users, and we looked into why that was the case. Many male users not going to go into like a department store or Sephora to buy these things because it's kind of weird, right? So, and then we launched the first time we launched our company was actually at TechCrunch Disrupt New York on stage. So that was a huge amount of male users and subscribers on TechCrunch actually saw the news, and then they start trying it because it's a data-driven solution. It's kind of geeky, and they love it. So that's something we love it, but we wanted to also put a little more priority on making male branding a little more obvious, because right now it's still more, I would say, more feminine on our branding. If you go on our website, it's more like millennial pink and millennial blue. So it's not very like neutral, but we wanted to do a little more focus on that. So the second question is scenario based. If you like came back from a fight, would that actually address it? So these are kind of like what we call like a one-off situations that might be difficult to set up in the kind of the main questions, because otherwise it will make the process super long. So what we're trying to do is trying to get those things out of you from the consultation you have with a real human, because the real human can then ask you like, what is going on with your current like situation, and those usually comes out. So travel is a part of it. Flying, sleeping, all these lifestyle stuff, it usually comes out. So it's pretty easy for us to capture that.
But we also have a plan to make sure that our questions, so we update it constantly. And then you're very spot on it. We actually recognize that it's a very important thing to address. So we're trying to build in scenario-based questions, and also like your zip code, because that actually matters, because you travel all the time, and the pollutions of the environment has a huge influence on your face as well. So that's definitely in the pipeline. But for now, as Siqi was saying, the consultation kind of addresses those needs.
Awesome. We greatly appreciate, ladies. You're building a phenomenal business. Folks, thank you for watching and listening. If you're interested in learning more on the skincare side, go to HelloAva.co. If you're interested in looking into their investing and being a part of the HelloAva team, go to the Republic platform. Especially if you are a Startup Millionaire subscriber, there is a time-sensitive special deal for you there that we cannot go into on air in the interest of our regulatory environment. Kevin, Ray, Chuck, it's a pleasure as always. Siqi and Kailu, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your message with the Startup Millionaire audience.
Oh, it's such an honor. Thank you for having us.
Hey guys, thank you. Look forward to meeting. Where are you based, by the way?
We're in New York.
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
that's why we're in town.
Where are you based?
I'm in St. Pete, Tampa, Florida, but I'm in New York once a month. And we have an office up in Long Island. We'll be able to hook up with you sometime in the near future, hopefully.
Amazing.
I would love that.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that would be such an honor for us.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
See
you.
you guys. Bye-bye. Take care.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.